Silence. Not silent, however. Numb silence. You know, a loud silence in which your scream has no option but to fade into an inconsequential echo. That's all it was really, at that stage in my life. My bank of emotions, insignificant echoes that were only felt by me, heard by me, and attempted to be ignored by me. 4th of February. It's not the curved spine that gets me, it's what comes with it. It's the sleepless nights, the bodily imperfections, the comments, and the feeling of being deformed, the feeling of being stared at, or the feeling of being the odd one out. It's weird that something I used to barely notice suddenly preys on my mind every hour of every day, and there's nothing I can do to get it off my mind. But it's getting better. I'm just slowly trying to get my head around the fact that it's happening, and is going to happen. I knew, of course, it was going to be unpleasant, but what I was unaware of was the fact that what was fast approaching was deceivingly unimaginable, the biggest ordeal of my life. This is a true story of what goes on inside my mind after taking major surgery. Scoliosis is a curvature of the spine, and when it gets to a certain point, even when you stop growing, it continues to grow and get bigger. So my curve was about 50 degrees, and that's kind of the boundary. They say 50 and above should have the operation because your spine will keep getting worse as you get older. So that made the decision twice as hard because I was like, is it even worth it? Is it? I knew it was going to be hard, and I thought. My family were the best support base because they'd kind of been there all along, and even though I hated the fact it was my decision, they had given me that freedom, and they weren't putting too much pressure on either side of like the decision that I could have made. So when I was actually in hospital, I either had my mum or dad staying overnight, and I think it was my mum 6 nights and my dad just 1 because mum just wanted to stay. But I think a lot of people think that when you're going through something hard, you need someone else to be stronger than you are so you can kind of look up to them. But the fact that she was feeling it with me, it made me feel better because I knew that she felt the pain that I felt too. One of the key moments was when I came out of hospital. I was sitting with my dad on the bench and I saw a group of runners go past. Like, that got me. I burst into tears straight away. I was angry at the fact that it takes something this bad to make you appreciate the smallest things, make you appreciate being able to walk. And when they ran past, you know, just laughing about, I thought, well, people need to realise, and I was angry at myself. I am grateful for the fact that I actually had the opportunity for something to knock me down, because once you're knocked down, you have to get back up. October. I may not be at my final destination yet, but I'm closer than I was yesterday, and tomorrow I will be closer than I am today. After all, happiness comes when you stop focusing on the things you can't do, and instead give thanks for all the things you can do. This operation has not only made me stronger, but it has given me the strength to endure pain mentally as well. You don't know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. I am eternally grateful that the world knocked me over, but I got back up, and now it's my time to fly.